Hello, everybody. This is Bernie Strom, and welcome to my YouTube channel for Tuesday's broadcast. This is Tuesday, May 26th, 2026. It is 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to do the 1940 Red Sox versus the 1905 Red Sox, or Americans, depending on what you want to call them. This is Region B, Round 1, Series 2 in my Boston Red Sox historical tournament. Anyway, here we go. We last played this tournament 2 days ago on Sunday in the middle of our holiday weekend, and here we go. It's Tuesday, first day of the work week, and we are going to do a Region B. I need a pause for a moment. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, we're back here at the broadcast. Sorry for that interruption. There was an emergency phone call, the things that happen when you're live. Anyway, here we go. 1940 Red Sox versus the 1905 Red Sox, or Americans, depending on how you want to look at it. Let's look at the 1940 Red Sox first. 1940 Red Sox led the league for 57 days in April, May, and June, but inconsistent pitching precipitated a slide to fourth place. They finished the season at 82 and 72, but only 8 games back in the American League. This 1940 team was a precursor of what turned out to be their World Series team of 1946. They had another good year in 41, and then, of course, World War II showed up. Everybody came back, and in 46, they won the American League pennant. The 1905 Americans, let's see what they say there about this team as I flip a couple of pages. 1905 Americans settled with a roster that seemed to age overnight. Any chance for a third consecutive American League pennant? They did win in 1903 and 1904. They won the World Series in 03. And, of course, in 04, John McGraw refused to play the Red Sox in the World Series, so there was no 1904 World Series. Any chance for a third consecutive American League pennant evaporates when the Red Sox lose the first 6 games of the season, are never in contention. They finished that season 78 wins, 74 losses. Anyway, that's where we were. Let's just quickly look at what reminded us what happened in Series 1. 1904 Boston Americans defeated the 27 Red Sox. That team was really spread apart, number 8 versus 121, and 27 happened to win a couple of games. This one, we're only 15 years apart. 35 years apart, 1905. So 35 years. So they're more than 30 years apart. We will, in this particular instance, use 1975 as the era here. Anyway, that's that. Let's go to the game and see what happens. Hope everyone had a nice weekend and things weren't too tough getting back to work today, first day of the week. We slipped down here to Out of the Park 27. And this is going to be a new game. Historical exhibition for those people that have seen these in the past. I'm sorry for repeating myself, but if we get a new viewer in here, I want them to know what we're doing. We use the historical exhibition series. It's made to be replay World Series, but since we have a 7-game series here, this is what I use it for. The road team will be the 05 team from the dead ball era. 1905 Red Sox, or Americans. They played in the Huntington Avenue grounds. I mistakenly called it Fenway Park in the last broadcast because that was the first time we broadcast a Huntington Avenue game. Okay, 1940. This is baseball's rebirth. And there is the 82-72 Red Sox. We play 7-game series, 2 home, 3 away, 2 home. We do not use the DH because we're more than 30 years apart. We use 1975 as the normalization era. End of season rosters, 25 players, and no injuries. Let's create the series. The other thing we do is we have the AI pick the lineups for both teams, so I don't influence it. There's 1905. And on occasion, because of that, some weird stuff pops up. We'll see what's weird here. Okay, the AI has done them both. Return to the... Actually, I don't want to return to the main screen. I want to go back to where we were. It should load the games. It should be all set to play. There it is. This is the first time you joined us, we simulate the series until we get to an elimination game. And when we get to the elimination game, we start playing. So let's start simulating Cy Young versus Fritz Ostermuller. That's a strange guy to be pitching the first game. Who else did we have? As I look down at the season totals, well, Jack Wilson was 12-6. There wasn't a lot of big superstar pitchers. Lefty Grove was on that team, but that was not a good year for Lefty Grove. So let's simulate game 1, Cy Young, Ostermuller, and the winner is the 1905 Red Sox. The underdog defeats the favorite 8-5. Young the winner, that doesn't surprise me. Ostermuller the loser. Grimshaw from 1905 homered along with Tabor for the 1940 Red Sox. Okay, we go to game 2. As we get our first man in the ballpark. How you doing? I'm glad to see you. I thought we wouldn't have anybody check in there for a while. I forgot to advertise the game, but that's okay because they'll catch it later. We're simulating game 2, George Winter, Jack Wilson. 1905, the underdogs defeat the 40 Red Sox 7-4. Winter over Wilson. 1940's home runs in the game, one by Joe Cronin, one by Jimmy Fox. We take a travel day, so they travel from 1940 Fenway Park to 1905 Huntington grounds, where Lefty Grove finally gets his start versus Jesse Tannehill. In that simulation, the 1905 Americans take a 3-0 lead in this series, defeating the 40 Red Sox 5-1. Tannehill over Grove. Home runs again by Fox, his second. Ferris hit one for the 1905 Red Sox. We're going to go to game 4. And we're going to get Denny Galehouse. Denny Galehouse is famous for pitching a playoff game. I'm not sure, so I'm not going to say what it is. But Denny Galehouse pitching against Bill Dineen. We're going to play this game. Let's go to the field. As Jamie stops by, hey. The Americans lead 3-0. And as we look at the two rosters, the 1940 Red Sox should, I may add, be beating this team, but they're not. As you look at the computer analysis of who's hot and who's not. In the 1905 team, there's only one player, Denny Galehouse, that gets the advantage here. For the 1940 Red Sox playing at the Huntington Field grounds, Jim Tabor leading off at third base, Lou Finney at first, batting second, Jimmy Fox catching. How do you like that? I didn't know he caught for the Red Sox. Batting third, Ted Williams. I thought he was a first baseman personally, but I could have been wrong, and I must be. Ted Williams batting fourth in right field. He's a left fielder. Why they put him in right field, I don't know. I told you some screwy things were going to happen. He was a right fielder, actually, when he came up. He played right field for the Red Sox, which is why his uniform says number 9. It represents the right fielder. So maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe in 40 he played right field. I'll have to check that out. Joe Cronin at shortstop hitting 5th. Bobby Dorr at second base. 6th, Doc Kramer, the left fielder, hitting 7th. Dom DiMaggio, center field, hitting 8th. And Denny Galehouse pitching and batting 9th. You know, he might have been playing. By the way, thanks for telling me my replays are great. I think that's terrific. Anyway, he might have been still playing right field in 1940. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. Once again, although I know the Red Sox. I know the Red Sox from when I started to follow them. I don't consider myself either a Red Sox historian or expert. I do consider myself a Red Sox fan, however. Kip Selbick leads off playing right field for the 05 squad. Jesse Burkett in left field, batting second. Jimmy Collins in third base, hitting third. Hobie Ferris at second base, hitting cleanup. Myron Grimshaw at first base, 5th. Chick Stahl in center field, 6th. Lou Krieger catching, hitting 7th. Some of these players you recognize from Sunday's tilt when they were playing in the 04 team. Freddie Perrant, the shortstop, hitting 8th, and Bill Dineen pitching and batting 9th. Ted Williams' first year was 1939. This is his sophomore year. Okay. Let's go and play the game as I sip some water. This is the Huntington grounds. You'll see it when we get the overview shot. Is the infield with Collins, Perrant, Ferris, and Grimshaw. Tabor at bat. Dineen pitching, and Dineen into his windup. We're underway. Ball's hit to left field. Base hit. This is an elimination game for the 1940 squad. Lou Finney, 308. He is the first baseman. That's hit high in the air. Second baseman's got it for the out. Dineen now facing Jimmy Fox. Fox 3 for 10 in the series. 2 of those 3 hits home run. This one's hit to right field. It's going to drop in front of Ted Williams for a hit. Actually, not Ted Williams. It's going to drop in front of the right fielder, who is, as I make my first mistake, Selbeck. It dropped in front of Selbeck. With 2 Red Sox teams, I tend to mix them up sometimes. Here we go. Dineen in trouble. Runners on first and second. 1 away. Now we've got Ted Williams. 3 for 11 in the series. And I think he hit him. And he did. Bases loaded. Deneen in trouble this elimination game. Joe Cronin up 2 for 10. Hits it back to the mound. He's going to throw home. I'm going to wait. He is going to be out at home. It doesn't always follow the screen, so I follow the text, and I wait to call it now until the text pops up. 2 outs, bases still loaded, nobody in yet. Bobby Doerr up 3 for 10 in the series. The pitch. It's hit to short, throws to first, and the 05 squad gets out of it without any damage. We head to the bottom of the first. It is no score here at Huntington Avenue. Bottom of the first, Denny Galehouse on the mound facing Kip Selbeck, the right fielder for the 05 squad. Tabor at third, Cronin at short. Doerr at second, Finney at first. Here comes the first pitch. The bottom of the first. He walks him. The other thing you might notice are these uniforms don't make sense. I could spend some time and put the proper uniforms on the players, but for some reason in this historical exhibition mode, Ootp 27 just throws a uniform on them. It has nothing to do with the season or the year. Jesse Burkett hitting 250. Burkett to left. That ball is getting by the left fielder all the way to the wall. The runner's going to hold at third, and the 05 Sox have runners on second and third, nobody out. Galehouse facing Jimmy Collins. Collins, a Hall of Fame third baseman for the Red Sox from 1905. This is the period of time the Red Sox were the New York Yankees of the American League. Not this season, however. He hits it to short. It's going to score a run. They get the out throwing to first. It's 1-0 05. Runner holds at second. Hobie Ferris hitting 333. Galehouse delivers. Hit into center field, right center field. It's going to be caught for the out. Runner's going to tag. Goes into third base easily. Galehouse now facing Myron Grimshaw, who is 3 for 11 in the series. He does have a home run. Galehouse gets the sign, delivers. He hits it to first. He's going to flip it to Galehouse. They get the out, but not before the 05 team takes a 1-0 lead to the top of the second. They lead. If they win today, they move on in Region B, and 1940 team goes home. If 1940 wins, we go to a game number 5, and that'll be either tomorrow or the next day. Here we go. Bill Deneen facing Doc Kramer. Has only got 2 hits in the series so far. High in the air. Right fielder puts it away for the out. Dom DiMaggio curiously batting 8th, but I don't see him down there too often, but he is today. Here's the pitch. On the ground to third. Over to first. 2 quick outs here in the top of the second. And Denny Galehouse stepping in, first at bat in the series. He strikes out. We go to the bottom of the second. 1-0 05. Stahl, Krieger, and Parent. Stahl 3 for 12. Galehouse gets the sign. Ball's hit to first. He's going to take it to the bag himself for the out. 1 down. Finney tosses it back to Galehouse. Lou Krieger up. Krieger 2 hits in the series so far. To left field. And it is over his head. It's going to bounce against the wall. It's going to be a double. Krieger doubles. Kramer could not get to that ball. Galehouse now facing Freddie Perrant. Only one hit. He was a top hitter for the Sox in 04. I haven't checked 05. Let's see how he does. There goes the runner. He's safe. Steals. Third base, like a proud dead ball team would do. Runner on third. One out in scoring position. A fly ball will give them a 2-0 lead, but he strikes him out. Bill Dineen steps in. Dineen's first at bat in the series. He hits it on the ground to third, throws to first. They get him. Inning is over. Nobody scores in the bottom of the second. We go to the third. 05 leading 40, 1-0. Top of the order for 1940, Tabor, Finney, and Fox.
Strike three.
Struck him out. Lou Finney up. Hits it back to the mound, past the mound to shortstop. He's got it for the out. Jimmy Fox up. That was a good play by Perrant at shortstop. Jimmy Fox, 1 for 1 today. He struck him out. Inning is over. We head to the bottom of the third. 05 still ahead, 1-0. Top of their order up, Selbick, Burkett, followed by Collins. In the right center field, base hit. Burkett hitting .308 with a couple of RBIs and a hit in the first inning, going to be facing Galehouse. And there's a line drive. Did they get him? They got the batter. They did not get the runner. He is safe. He got back in time. No double play. One out, runner on first, and Jimmy Collins, who knocked in a run his first time up with a ground out to the infield. Hits it to left. It's going to be way over his head. That's going to one off the wall. Will that score a run? No. He's going to hold at third base with only one out. The 05 team's got runners on second and third. Galehouse has allowed 4 hits and 2 in the third inning. Obi Ferris hitting .308. Steps to the plate, a chance to give the 05 squad a bigger lead. Galehouse delivers. That ball's hit to center field, and it's going to be caught. The runner's coming home. The throw, it's not going to be in time as it's cut off. It's 2-0. 05 squad's got a 2-0 lead. Cutter Historical stops by. The 1940 team was a good team. It was the beginnings of that 1940s Red Sox team that was interrupted by World War II, Cutter Historical, and it culminated in the 46 World Series, 48 playoff game, and 49-50, where the Red Sox lost the pennant, American League pennant. In 49, they lost it in the last weekend of the season. And in 50, Ted Williams broke an elbow at the All-Star game, and it cost them that pennant. Yes, I was going to mention Galehouse as in the 1948 game, but I wasn't particularly positive. Galehouse did pitch that 1948 game. Thank you for dropping that bit of trivia in. I hadn't had a chance to check it out. We are now in the bottom of the third, two-way runner on second. 05 is actually the underdog in the series, and they lead 3-0. That's going to be a base hit. That should score another run, and it does. 05 leading 3-0 in this elimination game here at Huntington Avenue ground. 3-0. If they win, they move on in the tournament. If 40 loses, which happened to be a better team than the 05, they go home. Galehouse facing Chick Stahl This is his second series in a row. He played in Sunday's series for the 04 squad. That ball's hit into center field, and it's going to be a diving catch in center field. He makes it, and we're going to have to see that all by itself. Let's watch that game. Let's watch that catch again. That was save them a run. There it is. Nice catch. That was Dom DiMaggio in center field. We head to the top of the fourth, 3-0, 05. Dineen will face Ted Williams. This is his second year in the major leagues. Cronin and Bobby Dorr. Those three players were the heart of the 46 World Series team. Here's the pitch. Williams in a right field, base hit on a line. Williams on first. Joe Cronin up only 2 hits in the series so far. Here's the pitch. Dineen, ground ball to short, second for one, over to first. 6-4-3 double play. Things seem to be bouncing 0-3's way. The only thing that didn't bounce their way was that catch that Dom DiMaggio just made in center field. Nobody on, 2 away for Bobby Dorr. 0 for 1 in the game. That ball's hit in the right field, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. That double play hurt. It hurt the 1940 squad, helped the 05. Doc Kramer 0 for 1, only a couple of hits so far in this tournament. The pitch. That ball's hit high in the air. Center field is going to be under it for the third out. Nobody is going to score in this inning. We head to the bottom of the fourth, 3-0, 05. (1941) was Ted Williams' year. He hit .406. Okay, Denny Galehouse will face Krieger, Parent, and Dineen, the bottom third of 05's order. He's 1 for 1 today. Ground is short. He boots it. And the 1940 squad is going to be charged with an error. It's the 05 squad that should be making errors, but the 40 squad makes the first error. Freddie Parent, 0 for 1, looking for his second hit in the series. Hits it on the ground to third. He's going to put it in his pocket. Oh, no, he throws it. I thought he wasn't going to throw, but he threw it, and he got him by a step. 2 down. Pitcher against pitcher as Dineen steps in.
Strike 3.
Okay, I got to go back because I missed something there. That's the end of the inning, but I got to go back and see the log because wasn't there a runner on? Maybe that was a double play, was it? Did I miss the double play? I did. It was a double play, 5-4-3. I was looking, that ball was hit so slow to the third baseman, there was no way I thought he was going to throw to second, but he did. These old eyes missed it. It was a double play. So glad that log is there. Okay, Dineen facing DiMaggio, Galehouse, and Tabor here in the top of the fifth. 1940 needs to score some runs. Base hit center field. Runner on first, nobody out. Stan Spence is the pinch hitter for Galehouse. Spence 0 for 1, obviously a pinch hitting appearance earlier in the series. He hits it to first, going to take it to the bag. Runner goes to second. You know, sometimes that ball's pretty tiny. I was thinking of putting a tail on it, but I think the tail messes up the screen, so I don't do it. Maybe I'll change my mind later. Then I won't miss those throws. Jim Tabor, 1 for 2. Runner on second. 1 out. 1940 needs a hit. Ground ball to short. Over to first. Runner holds. 2 down. Lou Finney. Finney 0 for 2 today. That ball's hit into the air, and it's deep. That ball's just missed a home run. It's off the top of the wall. Run scores. Will it be a triple? He's going to go into third. He's safe with a triple. Well, you're not going to see too many home runs in the Huntington Ave grounds. It's a big field. So let's watch that replay and see how close that came to hitting off the wall. That was right off the top of the wall. That's a home run almost anywhere else. Okay, here we go. 3-1. It can be 3-2 if Jimmy Fox could knock in the runner. Let's see. Dineen gets the sign, throws, and they strikes him out. Jimmy Fox strikes out. Dineen bears down and gets him. We head to the bottom of the fifth. 1905 leading. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the 05 squad. The 1940 squad 1-6-1. Joe Heving is in to pitch for the 40 squad. He's pitched an inning, 3 hits, 2 runs it earned. Struck out 1, walked 1. He'll be facing the top of the 05 squad, Selbick, Burkett, and Collins. That's hit to center field. 1 down. Burkett 1 for 2 on the day. Slowly hit to second. And that one's not going to get a throw. That's a base hit. Infield hit for Burkett. Jimmy Collins 1 for 2 with an RBI. Heving delivers. Ball's hit to third. I see this one second to first. Double play. Inning is over. We head to the top of the sixth. 3-1-05. 1940 squad's got 4 innings to get 2 runs. Dineen pitching well. 5 innings, 6 hits, 1 run. It's Aaron struck out 4, walked nobody. Facing Williams, Cronin, and Dorr here in the 6th. Ground ball to second. Over to first for the out. Joe Cronin up. Cronin facing Dineen. He's 0 for 2 today. I want to thank the people that have come by so far and checked in with me. He walks them. Caught a historical. Jeffrey came by. Wagon Train Media. I don't recall ever seeing him. Thank you for coming in. Just GJ Jamie stopped by. And, of course, Jeffrey was the first one in the ballpark. Bill Dineen facing Bobby Dorr. There goes the runner. There's the throw. He's safe. Cronin on second. In scoring position where they need him. Bobby Dorr 1 for 2 today. Dineen delivers. He walks him. There's runners on first and second. Dorr is the tying run, represents the tying run on first. Doc Kramer 0 for 2, only 2 hits in the series. Be a nice time for him to get the third one. Ground ball to second, short for 1. It's another double play. We've seen 3 of them today. The inning is over. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 1905's fielding has been spectacular. That is their second double play of the game, leading 3-1. Hobie Ferris facing Heving. 0 for 1 with an RBI. And he walks him. Hevings walks the first leadoff batter. Myron Grimshaw 1 for 2 with an RBI today, stepping into the batter's box. That ball's hit solidly, but it is behind home plate. No, where was it? Dorr grabbed it. It was to the right side. I didn't see it. I saw somebody running back here, obviously. I'm not watching here. Dorr caught it. There you go. The screen screws me up sometimes. I have to refer to the text, but I don't want to wait for the text when I call it, so sometimes I make a mistake. Chickstall. Up, 1 out, runner on first. On the ground at first, going to throw to second for 1. He's going to hold on to it. Get the force play. Batter goes to first. Lou Krieger up. Stahl on first on the fielder's choice. Heving pitching to Krieger. Krieger swings, hits that ball to center field. It's a base hit. Runner's going to hold at second. You know, I think the OOTP 26 version had a more accurate chalkboard, for the use of a better term, than this one. This one seems to make a few mistakes. The ball sometimes disappears. It also sometimes sends players in the wrong direction. I find it harder to follow 27 than 26, but that's just me. Fetty Perrant up 0 for 2 today. 0-3 looking for some insurance runs. Heving delivers. That ball's hit high in the air. Center fielder gets it for the out, but they do not score here in the bottom of the 6th. We head to the 7th. 3-1, 1940, running out of time. Bill Dineen pitching well. Dom DiMaggio stepping in. Heving due up second, probably a pinch hitter, then Tabor.
Strike 3.
DiMaggio goes down swinging. Tom Carey, the pinch hitter, 1 for 1 in the series. Pitch hit in a previous game. Here's the delivery. That ball's hit to short. Bounces it to first, but he digs it out. 2 down. Nobody on. Top of the 7th. 1940 running out of time. Jim Tabor 1 for 3. Dineen delivers. That ball is hit to second. It looked like a line drive. I caught that one. There you go. Let's see if they play Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't. They don't. We go to the bottom of the 7th. They did make the announcement. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the 05 squad. 1940 squad on the verge of elimination. 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error. Bottom of the 7th. Earl Johnson in to pitch to the 40 squad. The 40 squad down to their last 6 outs. But 1905 looking for insurance right now. That ball's hit on the ground, back to the mound. Throws to first for the out. When they announce it, they never play it. I think I've remembered that. They do play it. They never play it all the way through. They play a couple of bars, so to speak. But they do never play it when they announce it. That is correct, Cutter. Here we go. Earl Johnson facing Kip Selbach, who is 1 for 2 on the day. He takes ball 4 for a walk. Jesse Burkett 2 for 3. Runner on first. Will the 1905 do a dead ball thing and send the runner? Let's find out. Oh, maybe Burkett will bunt. He's got 2 hits today. No, they walk him. Earl Johnson's walked 2 batters, 2 runners on, 1 out. Jimmy Collins up. Dangerous guy to have up with 2 runners on. He does have a hit and an RBI today. Here's Johnson's pitch. And rain begins to fall, as I notice. Well, let me hit the mouse one more time and see what this rain turns into. Well, I guess it turned into nothing. Let's see if the log tells us what happened. I see nothing about rain. Okay, here we go. Maybe it's just raining and they didn't interrupt the game. Here's the pitch to Collins. It is outside. Selbick is safe. Burkett goes to second. Bases double steal now. Runners on second and third. This is a dangerous time for the 40 squad. They cannot allow any more runs to score. Okay, here we go. Infield in. They need to stop the runner from scoring. Here's the pitch. They intentionally walk him. Bases loaded. Hobie Ferris 0 for 1 with an RBI today. One out. They sure could use a infield ground ball, throw to home to get the out, throw to first to get the double play. That's hit into the outfield. It is going to drop in for a base hit. 2 runs are going to score. It is now 5-1, and this game is all about over, I would think. As I can see a little bit of fog here on the screen for the drizzle. Well, let me see. I thought there was a button here for the weather somewhere. How about here? Well, doesn't say anything. Okay, here we go. Grimshaw up 5-1, 05 on the verge of pulling ahead and eliminating the 1940 squad. Earl Johnson's only pitched a third of an inning, only allowed 1 hit, but his 3 walks have killed the 1940 team. Ball gets away from the catcher. Down to third goes the runner. Down to second is the trailing runner. 1 more hit, and you might as well fast forward this game as Johnson looks in, gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Walks him. Bases are loaded again. You know, Jimmy Fox, let me look up Jimmy Fox. What? Since this game is out of hand, let's look up the 1940 Red Sox in the Red Sox Journal. Let's see what they say his main position was. In 1940, Jimmy Fox played first base, and he was a catcher. The guy by the name Jim DeSantos was also a catcher. So I would say Jimmy Fox probably did the bulk of the catching in 1940. I could look it up in Baseball Reference, but I don't want to interrupt too much of the game. That was the quickest thing I could look at. But Cutter Historical, that is the answer. He did catch several games in 1940. Here's the pitch. He walks him 6-1. Bases still loaded. I don't know why the AI is leaving this pitcher in, but he's not leaving him now because Jim Bagby comes in. He's pitched an inning. He looks like he was wild. He walked 2. Back in 1940, there were a lot of walks, fewer strikeouts. Jim Bagby delivers. Let's see what happens. Ball's hit high in the air, off the wall. This game is going to be over, as that's going to be a triple. It's a triple, and the score is now 9-1. I am going to do something I'm always I'm afraid to do, but it's in the 7th inning. I'm going to play the entire game. If 1940 comes back and wins 10-9, I'm going to shoot myself, but let's see what happens. They don't. It's 10-2. There was no sense in watching any more of that game. Anyway, make a long story short, 10 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the 1905 squad. They take the series. 2 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error for the 1940 Red Sox. I want to thank everybody for coming by and watching. Keep an eye on my Facebook page for the next round. We be 2-3 days. We'll do the next game. Let's see what that series is. 1905 wins 4-0. It'll be 1903 against 1943. 03, one of the better Red Sox teams in history. They're 25th on the list versus 104. That should be a blowout, but it'll be fun watching the 2003 team. Anyway, thank you for coming by and watching. We will be back in a couple of days with episode 24. Thanks again to everybody. Enjoy your evening, and I will talk to you guys soon.